Good morning, everyone. It is a little bit after 9. Welcome to Assembly Judiciary for April 19th. We do not yet have a quorum, but we do have members here. We'll start as a subcommittee, and an author just walked in, Mr. Rodriguez. We'll start with item number 1, AB 1719. I'm sorry, would you put the materials down? The permission was not asked to have materials in committee. Thank you. Mr. Rodriguez.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and members. AB 1719 is a common sense measure that would put more lifesavers in the community by ensuring every high school student in California receives hands-only CPR training. Hands-only or compression-only CPR, CPR without rescue breathing. It's quick and easy to learn, and instruction can be facilitated by anyone who is following an advanced-based curriculum such as those by the American Heart or Red Cross Association. Amendments taken in this committee are clarifying and address liability concerns for school employees. Teaching CPR to our high school students will empower them with the skills needed to increase the chance of survival for cardiac arrest victims. With me today to testify in support is Christy Woods from the American Red Cross.
Okay, and there are amendments that are mentioned in the analysis, and you're taking all those amendments as author's amendments?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you. Your first witness, please.
Hi, Christy Woods with the American Red Cross. So we have found, research has shown that people are more likely to perform hands-only or compression-only CPR rather than the full CPR with the mouth-to-mouth breathing. People are more comfortable with it. It's easier to do. It's user-friendly and very simple to do. Training is very simple. Basically, you can watch a YouTube video. You can get a DVD. You can go online to the American Heart or American Red Cross and watch a video. You don't need any training materials. You don't need a mannequin or anything else. You can use a soccer ball. You can use the table to practice. The Red Cross provides this instruction across the community already. We have volunteers who go out to shopping malls. We have volunteers who work with scouting groups and any community member who asks for this kind of instruction. So the Red Cross asks for your support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, members, Chris McKaylee on behalf of the California Ambulance Association. We know by studies that the earlier that a victim receives CPR, the more likely they are to survive, and so for that reason, we support the bill.
Thank you. Next witness, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and members. Sean Henschel here on behalf of American Medical Response, California's largest provider of 911 emergency medical services. Again, minutes do matter, and we ask for strong support and thank the author for his efforts on this issue.
Thank you. Anyone else in support? If you could give your name and association, please.
The American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, powerful sponsors of the bill.
Thank you. Anyone else in support? Seeing none, is there any opposition? Seeing none, questions, comments from the committee? All right. Mr. Rodriguez, you may close.
Before I close, Chair, can I give a quick demonstration of what I'm talking about when I talk about compression-only CPR, if it's possible?
I certainly understand that, and if members of the committee would like to learn, I think they can contact you, but
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, in closing, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. We don't yet have a quorum, so we'll have to take the matter up for a vote once we do.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, it looks like Mr. Gordon, item number 6, AB 2446.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Good morning.
Would first like to thank the committee consultant for taking this somewhat arcane bill and succinctly translating it for the analysis. As that analysis explains, AB 2446 responds to a number of issues that the State Water Resources Control Board has identified regarding the review of water quality actions and drinking water actions. This bill also responds to water quality actions of regional water boards. Unfortunately, some of the provisions of current law have resulted in the water boards having to expend limited resources to defend against lawsuits brought without merit or for the purpose of delay. Most significantly, some dischargers have used the Water Code to impede or delay hearings on proposed water pollution control actions by going to court before the State Water Board or Regional Board has actually taken an action. In some cases, these court actions have prevented the water boards from even holding a hearing. In the most egregious incident involving a percolate plume in Rialto, it took years of litigation before the water board could do its job. In response, this bill would not prohibit a party from filing suit over an action taken by the water boards, but it would prevent suits to preemptively stop the water boards from protecting our water. Further, under existing state law, the water board is authorized to issue a temporary stay of a regional water board action pending state water board's review of their merits. Consistent with this law and in order to ensure accountability, the bill would also authorize the State Water Board to issue a temporary stay of an action taken by the State Water Board's own staff. Third, existing law was intended to provide that water boards need not prove irreparable harm when seeking an injunction or temporary restraining order. This bill would clarify that this provision applies only to actions brought on behalf of the people of the State of California by the Water Board and not by applicants. Finally, a budget trailer bill 2 years ago transferred authority for the state's drinking water program from the Department of Public Health to the Water Board. The goal was to align the state's drinking water and water quality programs in an integrated organizational structure, positioning the state to holistically protect water quality and public health. This bill would align drinking water law with existing water quality law. As your analysis notes, some of the opposition letters arrived late in the committee consultant's drafting process, but I do believe that the analysis fully captured the issues. I will work with those expressing concern to try to resolve many of the issues raised. In fact, there has been good progress on the federal-state law interaction piece, and I believe that we'll be able to resolve that issue very soon. My staff is also working with the staff of the Water Board in response to the Agricultural Coalition letter, and we hope to find some middle ground. A very positive meeting was held yesterday. Last Thursday, during the floor debate on the Exide-related bills, there was discussion about chemicals that have polluted many communities and are affecting our constituents. This bill seeks to ensure that the water boards are able to continue to act in a timely fashion to address these problems. I would respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you. And before we move on to your witnesses, we do have a quorum. Let's establish that quorum.
Stone.
Here.
Wagner.
Here.
Alejo. Chow.
Here.
Chu.
Here.
Gallagher.
Here.
Garcia.
Here.
Holden. Mainshine.
Here.
Ting.
We do have a quorum. All right, your first witness, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members. My name is Robert Eagle. I'm the Legislative Director for the State Water Resources Control Board, and I have with me Phil Wiles, our Assistant Chief Counsel. The State Water Board is the sponsor of this bill, and we urge your support for it. Assemblymember Gordon gave a great review of it, but just to briefly state that the State Water Board and the Regional Water Quality Control Boards are responsible for protecting, enhancing, and restoring water quality in the state and for ensuring the safety of the state's drinking water. AB 2446 seeks to clarify some ambiguities in current law pertaining to judicial and administrative review. These ambiguities have led to premature legal challenges that have resulted in significant delays and significant costs in our ability to protect public health and the environment. The bill would not adversely affect people's due process rights. It would simply clarify that before, for example, the parties will have to wait, for example, for the Water Board to take an action before they go to court, rather than going to court first to prevent us from even holding a hearing. AB 2446 is a modest but important bill to help us protect water quality and the environment, and we urge your support.
Thank you. Next witness, please.
Good morning, Chair and members. Phil Wiles. I'm an Assistant Chief Counsel with the State Water Resources Control Board, and I'm just here to answer any questions.
Thank you. Anyone else in support? Seeing none, is there any opposition?
Actually, I'm in the hopeful tweener category right now.
That's fine.
Not fully opposed.
We'll take it.
Yes, great. Brief comments. Pilar Oñate Quintana here on behalf of the Yuba County Water Agency.
Could you speak into the microphone, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
As an entity that owns a large hydroelectric project whose license is subject to renewal, the Yuba County Water Agency is concerned about the effects this bill may have on the Federal Regulatory Energy Commission process. While we do not believe that these impacts are core to the main purpose of the bill, we strongly believe that this issue must be addressed in the near future. In a nutshell, under current board practice, Water Board staff basically issue a staff-level 401 certificate that can then be incorporated into a FERC license. This is done without public process or a board vote. So our concern is that folks like Yuba County should maintain the ability to seek a stay if necessary. We do welcome the Assembly members' comments with respect to, seeking to address this issue. We have provided some amendments. We have received some amendments. We're not quite there yet, but we are ready and willing, right after committee if you'd like, to talk about this and hopefully reach a resolution so that we can stay in this position and not move to oppose. So we appreciate your efforts so far, and we will continue working with you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next witness, please.
Thank you, Chair, members of the committee. Danny Merkley with the California Farm Bureau. Like the State Water Board, our members spend very limited resources to try and continue to farm. We are in no way, shape, or form suggesting that we should be able to farm and pollute the environment. That's not our concern. It's more about interpretations of the law at this point. I'm not an attorney, but I understand when there's multiple attorneys in the room, there are many, many, many more opinions that come out of that small group. So we're working at that. No offense intended.
You got a room full of attorneys.
I know. I was primarily aiming that at Mr. Gallagher. But in all seriousness, this is more a concern over new regulatory programs that may have to be implemented right away before we've been able to go through the process. We are concerned about due process. I appreciate what Mr. Eagle said, and we'll continue to work with him. And as Mr. Gordon stated, we did have a very productive meeting yesterday with his office, and we'll continue to do so. But at this point, we would ask for a no vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Next witness.
Gail Dillahunt with Western Growers Association, and I'd like to align myself with Mr. Merkley's comments. We see this as the battle of the attorneys right now, and so we'd like to really come to consensus. Thank you, Mr. Gordon, for allowing us to work together.
Thank you. Anyone else in opposition? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the committee. And Mr. Gordon, I think you've covered the current issue with the opposition pretty well. And from this committee's standpoints, you can see in the analysis that I think it's worthy of moving the bill forward, and especially that you've indicated to be working pretty actively with the opposition to address some of their concerns.
So Mr. Chair, if I might, clearly, my approach to our business here is to seek common ground. And I believe that we can do that in the case of the opponents here. And if this bill moves forward today, you have my commitment that I will be continuing to work with them, hopefully to get them to a point where we don't have any opposition.
Thank you. Other questions, comments? Mr. Gallagher?
Yeah, Assemblyman Gordon, thank you for your willingness to work with all the stakeholders in this, and I appreciate that. I know we've talked a little bit before regarding your bill. I get your point about not being able to go and appeal prior to there actually being an action by the board. I think that a lot of the concern, from what I can tell, is about when the board has acted, not being able to get timely review of that action to make sure that that's correct. Because because as I pointed out in this committee before, our agency folks and regulators are well-intentioned people, but they're not always right, and they can be wrong a lot. And when we need to appeal that to make sure that that's a correct determination, we need timeliness there. And so there's some questions here about, being able to appeal in a timely fashion after an administrative order has been issued, and then being able to get a timely application for stay. Because, if that's not considered, then those provisions could be imposed on the applicant for an unknown period of time while they're trying to appeal a decision, right? And that could be very costly in the event that decision is wrong. So maybe you could address some of I would like to see us try and address those problems about what happens after an order is issued so that we have timely review and ability to address those things in a timely fashion so that there's not that undue cost for what might be an incorrect order.
I'm very happy to look at that. To me, there's a level of fairness around not allowing an appeal before there's a decision, but there's also there ought to be fairness relative to timely response when there is an appeal. I'm happy to work with you and look at that and see what we can do. It's not my intent to take any due process away from folks, and actually, if we can speed up some things, I think it's better for all of us. So thank you for your comments.
Thank you. Any other comments? Mr. Alejo, did you? No. Seeing no other comments or questions, Mr. Gordon, you may close.
I just want to assure everyone that there is a commitment from my office and from me personally to work on this bill with those who have concerns. I believe we will get there. Certainly we'll work hard to make that happen, and I would ask for an aye vote today.
Thank you. So the recommended motion is due pass to appropriations. Looking for a motion? We have a motion and a second. Call the roll, please.
Stone?
Aye.
Stone, aye. Wagner? No. Wagner, no. Alejo? Chow? Aye. Chow, aye. Chu? Aye. Chu, aye. Gallagher? No. Gallagher, no. Garcia? Aye. Garcia, aye. Holden? Mainshine? Ting.
You need 2 more votes, so we'll put that bill on call.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Looks like that brings us to item number 2, AB 1748. Mr. Mays, come forward. I'd also entertain a motion on item number 1, AB 1719. Mr. Rodriguez, we heard his bill earlier. There is a motion and a second. This is due pass as amended to appropriations. Call the roll, please.
Stone?
Aye.
Stone, aye. Wagner? Aye. Wagner, aye. Alejo? Aye. Alejo, aye. Chow? Aye. Chow, aye. Chu? Aye. Chu, aye. Gallagher? Gallagher, aye. Garcia? Holden? Mainshine? Mainshine, aye. Ting.
That bill is out. We also have a consent agenda. There are 5 items on consent. There's a motion. Is there a second? Assuming no one... We have a second. No one wants to pull from consent? All right. Call the roll, please.
Stone?
Aye.
Stone, aye. Wagner? Aye. Wagner, aye. Alejo? Aye. Alejo, aye. Chow? Aye. Chow, aye. Chu? Aye. Chu, aye. Gallagher? Garcia? Holden? Mainshine? Aye. Mainshine, aye. Ting.
Those bills are out, and that is AB 1788, Melendez, AB 2128, Shajan, AB 2258, Eggman, AB 2881, which is the Judiciary Civil Law Omnibus Bill, and ACR 148, Mr. Chow. All right, Mr. Mays, AB 1748, our item number 2.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. And members, first I want to start off by noting that I'll be accepting the amendments proposed by the Judiciary Committee. And I also want to express my appreciation and gratitude for all the hard work that's been put in to this over the last week. So thank you so much for that. In 2014, 4,500 Californians died of drug overdose, most related to opioids. And in Sacramento alone, 48 people have been treated for opioid overdose just since March. This highlights the need to expand access to naloxone, which is a medication that can block the effects of opioids and stop overdoses. Historically, the medication has been available as an injection, but last year the FDA approved an easy-to-use nasal spray. AB 1748 allows schools on a voluntary basis to stock naloxone on their campuses and allows school nurses and other trained volunteer employees to administer it to someone suffering an overdose. This bill draws heavily from related sections of existing law. This isn't a medication that will be needed every day, but there is so little downside that it makes sense to allow schools the option to stock it. For instance, schools with long emergency service response times or in areas with high rates of drug abuse might be especially likely to stock this medication. Recognizing the importance of getting this medication to schools, the manufacturer of the nasal spray partnered with the Clinton Foundation to offer 2 free doses to every high school in the United States. This bill simply gives schools the authority to accept those free doses. Here with me, we've got a few witnesses, Robert Harris, representing the California Society of Addiction Medicine, and Glenn Backus with the Drug Policy Alliance.
All right, your first witness, please.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Glenn Backus, representing Drug Policy Alliance. We've worked on drug overdose bills in the Capitol since 2001. They've always enjoyed bipartisan support. This is an incredibly important issue statewide, as drug overdose is the #1 cause of accidental death in the state, and has been for the last 5 years. True for the nation as well. Drug overdose overtook car crashes a while ago as the #1 cause of death, accidental death in the state. Naloxone, known by its trade name Narcan, was approved by the FDA in 1971. So we have a 45-year history of working with it as a paramedic medicine, as an emergency medicine. And over the last several years, because in response to the crisis, there's been a strong push nationwide to make it available to lay people for administration. It works on fentanyl, it works on Percocet, oxycodone, heroin, any of the opioid-based drugs. And under California law, lay administration is already legal. Any lay person, anyone in this room could be trained to administer naloxone and carry it to administer to a person in danger. Law enforcement carries it. San Diego Sheriff's Department, all the deputies there are being trained to carry it and administer it. And pharmacies are allowed to give it without prescription. It's a logical step for schools to stock voluntarily this medication and to train volunteers to administer a life-saving medication in a time of life and death crisis. Thank you.
Thank you. Next witness, please.
Mr. Chair, members, Robert Harris on behalf of the California Society of Addiction Medicine, physician specialists, in the treatment of addictions. We have worked with the Clinton Foundation to try and get the price of this drug lowered. We realize how important it is to have out there. Our doctors have used it thousands of times with never an adverse reaction. We would appreciate it if schools all had medical professionals. That would make it better for everybody. But if you look at the spectrum of drugs that are now allowed to be given in schools to save kids' lives, this is the most innocuous, the safest, and you could give it to someone who has something else wrong with them, and there's no adverse reaction. And so we think that it's important that schools stock the drugs. We would really hope that we move toward having professionals, nurses in schools. But until that, we think that human lives are so important and the lives of kids are so important that this drug should be stocked voluntarily. Thank you.
Thank you. Your next witness, please.
Lydia Bourne, representing California School Nurses Organization. First, I'd like to thank your consultant for working with me in terms of looking at the amendment we initially had proposed. After conversation with your consultant, it's clear that the school nurses do have protection, liability protection, in terms of administering as well as training volunteers. And so for those reasons, we are now in support of the bill.
Thank you. Anyone else in support? If you could just give your name and affiliation, please. Could you put the microphone on, please? Thank you.
Michelle Castro at the Service Employees International Union. We appreciate working with the author and the committee on our amendments as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in support? Seeing none, any opposition? Morning.
Mr. Chair, Tony Triguero on behalf of the California Teachers Association. First, I want to say we're happy the bill is permissive. As our opposition letter points out, we believe that school districts and individual school sites should be creating a cadre of individuals with training and interest in delivering a wide range of medical services. Our students deserve something more than random school employee volunteers responding to emergencies that can be life-threatening. We appreciate the situation that we're in. We want to be consistent. We think there are ways the district can actually train individuals and have them on campus. We think that's the way to go. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman and members, Dolores Duran Flores with the California School Employees Association. We are removing our opposition today. I want to thank the committee staff, both here in Judiciary Committee as well as Education Committee, in ensuring that we got the necessary protections that we needed. I wanted to specifically state, just for the record, the amendments that we wanted and we received, that 911 is required to be called, and they do follow-up medical care, not the volunteers. That was very important to us. That only the nasal spray be used. None of my members wanted to do anything that would break the skin. So no syringes, no auto injectors. The nasal spray is the only one that they'll be doing. Funding. There was a provision in the bill that said no state funding could be used. That was stricken. And it also is very clear that the training is not going to be paid for by the volunteer, and that it's done in the course of their regular work hours. And then in Education Committee, we did get another amendment that said that the volunteer can opt out. So with these amendments, we are removing our opposition.
Thank you. Anyone else in opposition? We do have a motion. Is there a second? There is a second. Thank you. We'll bring it back to the committee. And Mr. Mays, thank you for taking the amendments. I think the teachers are correct that in that over time, since we have reduced funding to schools, and there are very, very few school nurses on campuses, very few medical professionals on campuses, more and more of the responsibility of dealing with a lot of these issues is going to the nurses or going to the teachers instead of the nurses. Fortunately, there are technologies that are readily available and easy to use, but nothing really supplants the ability to have somebody on that campus, and I think that's part of the frustration there. From this committee standpoint, we see a lot of these bills now where we're trying to facilitate getting some of these technologies into campuses and other places, and questions of liability and indemnities always seem to come up, and that becomes a bit of a challenge. And hopefully, I think that's probably something that this committee should take a look at in the broader sense, where we're going, and so we're not having to piecemeal all of these pieces of technology into the classroom, kind of one after the other after the other. I worry that we're going to get unintended consequences at some point. So not a criticism of what you're trying to accomplish here, but the state that we've gotten ourselves in, and I think that's probably a lot of the reason why you're getting some of that opposition. Teachers are feeling we want to teach, we're in the classroom for a reason, we shouldn't be carrying all of this responsibility. But that notwithstanding, that's why the recommendation is do pass as amended to appropriations. Thank you for taking the amendments. Any other comments or questions from committee members? All right. Seeing none, Mr. Mays, you may close.
Just want to again thank the committee and the staff on the committee for their hard work on this. This is one of those things where it's always a little bit uncomfortable to think that people are going to experience an opioid overdose, but it happens. And this is a why not a piece of legislation that when something comes up, having something readily available to where we can save lives. And I want to thank you for your thoughtfulness. I also understand some of the concerns and understand that there could be some unintended consequences, but I'd appreciate support today. So respectfully ask an aye vote.
Thank you. And again, the motion is do pass as amended to appropriations. Call the roll, please.
Stone?
Aye.
Stone, aye. Wagner?
Aye.
Wagner, aye. Alejo?
Aye.
Alejo, aye. Chow?
Aye.
Chow, aye. Chu? Gallagher?
Aye.
Gallagher, aye. Garcia?
Aye.
Garcia, aye. Holden? Mainshine?
Aye.
Mainshine, aye. Ting.
That bill is out.
Thank you.
Thank you. I saw Mr. Quirk come in. Mr. Quirk has two bills, items number 3 and 4, AB 1957 and AB 2027.